Okay, you ready? So here's what we're going to do. I am going to ask the panel here some very short answer questions. In other words, thumbs up, thumbs down questions to see, sort of how all these guys are thinking about kind of the state of the world. So it's a pretty broad-ranging list of questions. I hope you guys are down for this. So let's start out. Let's talk about the Moldovan, Romanian, Central and East European region. Tell us, will the startup fundraising environment get better or worse between now and the end of the year? Better, 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 better. Oh yeah, all right, that's great. Okay, so can we talk a little bit about angel funding? I haven't heard a lot about angel funding in this part of the world. I'm wondering, will angel funding get more prominent, stronger, or weaker over the next year? Stronger? Okay, we got a very optimistic panel here. I love it. All right. So that's a longer conversation, how the angel ecosystem is doing. So on the venture capital side, some of you are venture capital funds. Will venture capital fundraising get better or worse over the next year? Venture capital fundraising. Okay. All right, so we have a little bit of a difference of opinion here, okay? So maybe it's not all rosy. How about, earlier today, Olga mentioned 2 prominent exits out of the Moldovan ecosystem. Will exits get better or worse over the next year? Exits are going to get better. Okay. You're willing to be, okay. Okay, some broad agreement there. All right, let's talk about a little bit about the AI boom, right? Okay, will the AI boom help or hurt startups in the region? Will it help or will it hurt? Okay. Vasile is thinking hard. Okay, well, we have one. Marius will disagree. All right. So let's talk about Moldova and AI. Will the AI boom help or hurt Moldova as an economy? Help, 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 help. Oh, wow. Okay, universal agreement. So now, short answer from each of you. You have mics. Okay. So, starting with Andrei, with regard to AI, where do you think AI is going to have the greatest impact on our lives, on our societies, on our businesses over the next 5 years? Where is the greatest impact of AI?
I think the impact would be on healthcare treatment and on the personal teaching or learning. Okay, healthcare and learning.
Mine is going to be more of a wishful thinking, but I hope and I believe actually that the potential is the highest in the government sector. So governments got out of control around the world. Too big, too costly, unsustainable. In Moldova too, we have our own issues. Too costly, too large. Demographic pressures weighing on us. And I think a lot of the services delivered by government today could be dramatically improved with AI.
Okay, government. So if Moldova digitizes, a la Estonia, and then AI, and then applies AI agents, think of all the government workers we could fire, right?
Get more meaningful jobs.
Okay, exactly. Okay, Florin.
I'm a big believer in the impact of AI on new drug development. So biotech and new drug development, I expect huge progress in the next years. Okay, great. Marius?
Just, singing with the choir, health will be heavily impacted, positively impacted by AI. In terms of education, I think AI will make things worse before it makes them better. I'm not sure if within 5 years we will go into the enlightenment curve, or we'll still be in the hype in terms of education.
Okay, and Macar.
I think all the white collars will be under pressure, white collars jobs. So, when the previous wave of automation, they automated the blue collars in the factories. What I foresee in 5 to 10 years, we'll have less people white collars. Coming from finance, I think fintech will be very different. And of course, government as well, because that's where, in fact, government has all the data. Question is how to digitize and how to leverage that.
Okay. So the follow-up on this, thumbs up, thumbs down. Will AI increase the number of jobs or decrease the number of jobs over the next 5 years? You think they'll increase the number of jobs? Wait.
Neither decrease or increase, it will just change them.
Okay, that's a legitimate. But kill jobs, increase jobs. Really interesting. So this is a really interesting debate around the world. How is this going to play out? Okay, shifting to crypto. So will cryptocurrency become more important or less important over the next 5 years? More important or less important? Interesting. Andrei's not voting. Are you voting? Okay, more important. So mixed response.
I'm referring to the technology, to the tokenization, less for the casino kind of crypto.
Okay. There are different flavors of crypto, and so that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so back to Moldova. So I've learned that there is a significant Moldovan diaspora out there. Talked to a few who are now living overseas who came to this conference. Thank you for all of that. But regarding the diaspora, will more Moldovans move back or move away over the next 5 years? Okay. I know there's this anxiety about the brain drain. I don't know. So, Vasile, you're not going to vote?
I'm skipping that question.
Okay. All right.
I'm skipping the question.
Okay. So another sort of significant topic in the region.
But maybe let's make an elevator pitch for Moldavians. I think there are more opportunities will be back here than where they stay.
Okay. So they'll leave and come back. That's your hope, that they leave and come back. Okay, good. All right, that's fair. So it would be interesting to do an audience poll to find out how many of you have left and come back. I don't know. So let's see if you can. How many of you have left and come back? Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Yeah. So there's okay. Yes, okay. Plus we got the panel. I got it. All right, thank you. No, that's really interesting topic. Okay, a little bit dicier topic here. Will there be a ceasefire in the war in Ukraine in the next year or not? Not, yay. No. Okay, not a lot of optimism there. I am so sorry to say. Okay, related question. Will Putin be removed from office by 2030 or not? And okay, okay. I don't necessarily want to go too far down that one, but interesting to see the perspective here. Hopefully, it's more than wishful thinking. And then Moldova is in the process of ascension to. All right, okay, is in the process to ascension to the EU. The next question, will Moldova be admitted to the EU by 2030? Boom, boom, boom. Come on.
Maybe 2032.
Okay, all right. Well, okay, God bless. So, a question about startups and startup pitching. So, have you ever believed a startup's TAM? Yeah. So every startup pitch has a slide that says total addressable market. You might have noticed that, you know, our friends from Finergy said that their market was, I think, $17 trillion. That, forgive me, Finergy, if I'm misquoting you. But, so every startup pitch has a TAM number, total addressable market. Have you ever believed a startup's TAM?
But I believe the market, but not the execution.
Well, there's an interesting problem. Okay, so this was just my little way of trying to let entrepreneurs know. For those of you who have seen the presentation slide, TAM, SAM, SOM, and I'm assuming anybody who's ever talked to a pitch coach has probably been told you have to use a TAM, SAM, SOM slide. And what I'm telling you is VCs hate the TAM, SAM, SOM slide because we never believe your TAM. So rethink it. That's another discussion, but I just wanted to check your voice.
It does say something about the ambition of the founders. That's the only thing that it says.
Okay, all right.
No, I have a different view. TAMs are only needed when you're presenting a project for a niche that might be too small or considered too small. Otherwise, for mainstream markets, we all know that there is so much market out there. There is no reason to waste time, particularly in an elevator pitch with a TAM, SAM, SOM. Especially when you do the TAM, SAM, SOM for the global markets, and then you say, we'll do it in Chisinau and in Kazakhstan. And so how does that relate with the global market?
Yeah. Thank you, Marius. Okay, entrepreneurs, take that in, all right? Okay, you know, last quick question. Will today's winner of the Startup World Cup competition, somebody quash Mario. Okay. Will today's winner of the Startup World Cup competition win the $1 million grand prize? Come on, guys. Okay. All right, I'm sorry, that was terrible. So, in any case, so in the time we have left, I would like the judges here to share some of their thoughts on what it takes for entrepreneurs to raise capital in the current environment, in the current market. And so if I could ask you each to share a few tips on what you think entrepreneurs here should be doing to be most successful in raising capital for their startups. Who wants to start? Okay, I'm gonna put you, Andrei. Andrei, what are your top two tips?
One tip would be to have the courage to take all this ambition to the next level, and the mentality should be courageous and to be trained to be as for an endurance run, not as for a sprint, because it takes a lot of years to build a successful startup. On the other advice would be to better prepare for the investors and to have the thesis, to find out the thesis for the investors before pitching to them, and to adapt and to be rightly to the interested investors, and not to spread around, and have the focus on this, and to identify the investors that have knowledge in the specific vertical they are building.
Okay, great. So be bold and persevere, and then do your homework, find the right investors, make sure you understand them before you pitch to them. Okay, Vasile.
My advice is always the same. So one, go after big markets, and online, and especially now with AI, I think made the world much flatter. much more equal, so you can build a huge company out of Chisinau too. So that's one. Second, solve real problems, not necessarily sometimes imaginary problems you like. Ideally, it's a real problem and you're passionate about, of course, but question yourself on the customer really has a problem that you're solving. And third, I always give this advice. You've heard it maybe from me many times. Investors invest in movies, not in pictures. Don't expect to get the check first time you meet them. So you have to build a movie. Build a movie.
Okay, so think big, solve a real problem, and understand it's going to take time. So, okay, Florin.
First, you need to sell your vision to the entrepreneurs. Don't just go through the slides because the slides have to be there. The most important part for a pre-seed and early seed is the vision, and you need to sell the vision, but also how will you get there and what makes you uniquely qualified to do that. And the second point is, while doing that, still try to be yourself, because it's very easy to see when somebody is faking it, and the more it does, the more annoyed we get.
Okay, don't fake it till you make it. That's what we're hearing. Okay, Marius.
I have 3 short points, if you allow. Start with a team and put the team at the center of anything that you do in relationship with the investors. Investors want to see great teams because great teams build great companies, not great plans, not great markets, great teams. And somehow founders fail to show that there is a team and that some of the presenters have done a good job, a great job before, some not so much in terms of this team focus. Okay. The second and the third are about strategies. One, particularly in Moldova or in any small market, have a very clear international expansion strategy. No matter how early you are in the game, you should start with this, an international strategy. I'm not saying global expansion because global is a misleading word. International, which might mean Moldova, Romania, and Poland, or might mean just, I don't know, Moldova and some former CIS, some former Soviet countries. I don't know, but something along the lines of a good international expansion strategy. And third, which is more recent, always have an AI strategy. I have not seen, and that's actually a big problem, have not seen in, I think, any of the presentations, and recently I haven't seen in any of the pitches that I see all the time, something very clear about AI strategy in their company, which means both to look at the threats, right, and to look at the opportunities. Are they an AI native company or AI enabled companies? How do they plan to work around, all that's happening in the AI? And this is why there is always this question, recurrent question about the jury. What about AI? Is it a threat to you? And you should cover that. You should have that strategy from the get-go.
Okay, so think global day one. Make sure that you build a great team and highlight that team to the investors, and make sure you have an AI.
Not global, international.
Okay.
And sometimes international means selected international markets.
Good point. Okay. Make sure you have an international strategy day one, even if you're focusing initially locally. Okay, Macar.
I think 3. One is find the real issue or problem or need and be super innovative about that. 2, sometimes speed is more important than where you start from, so start small, grow fast. And the third, I think what was already said, is the team. Kind of coagulate team around the same vision of success, the same goal, because you know that you'll go ups and downs, but the team is there with you.
Excellent. Okay. So, right, speed, team, key emphasis there, Macar. So, I hope all you guys were taking notes. Were you all taking notes, please? Tell me you were taking. Okay. So I would like you to all thank the panel for their presentation today and their hard work. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys.